Hello, everybody. Welcome to our next episode of Tuesday Talks. We are having Suneera join. Oh my goodness, this is going to be the best Tuesday Talks. We have a super special guest. I love it. Hi, how are you?
Good. My hands are full, so you have to make sure you take plenty of screenshots for me to reshare this.
We will take screenshots and we will be recording. This might go viral because of our super special guest. This is
true mom boss fashion.
Yes, this is the true essence of a mompreneur. I love it. The best days at the office is when I bring my daughter, so I totally get it. And we have a lot of people joining us, so really excited for this conversation. We are coming to you live with Suneera. She is the CEO and founder of Fat Merchant, and really an innovator in the space. She built the company from the ground up, looking to provide more innovative solutions to merchants. And she was also recently nominated one of the most influential women in payments. So really excited to dig in to talk about what payments of the future look like. So thank you for joining us. And before we get started, we have to introduce our special guest. So can you introduce her to the audience?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Suneera. I just had a really great intro. This is Anna. She is 8 weeks and she is my second daughter, and she's Mila's sister. For those that follow me on Instagram at MomBossBlog, you can check out my beautiful little family. I just gave birth to Anna in January and I'm already back at work. And so today was kind of one of those crazy days, crazy weeks. Last week was insanely busy and I just felt like I didn't get enough time with her. And so I decided to just up and pick her up and bring her to work with me today. So she's just kind of hanging out, and we've already attended a couple of meetings today. So if you don't mind, she's going to be on the live, and hopefully she'll be well behaved. And if not, we'll deal with it when we do. But this is baby.
This is amazing. This is like the true essence of being a mompreneur. Like I said, yes. When I bring my daughter to the office, it's some of the best days. Sometimes it's my daughter and my dog, so you do what you need to do, but she's gorgeous, has a beautiful head of hair.
Does. Just like mommy, we got lots of hair.
Yeah, so really excited. Maybe she'll have some tips to bring into the conversation. You never know. Absolutely. So everybody that's joining, this is a live conversation. I have my set of questions, but feel free to chime in with yours. So before we get started, you want to give us a one-liner or just a little intro to Fat Merchant and what's different about what you're doing in payments?
Yeah, absolutely. So Fat Merchant is a subscription-based credit card processor. And we do credit card processing for small businesses, but we do it differently because we are the first subscription-based processor. So it's unlimited card processing for a flat monthly subscription, whereas all competitors charge variable percentages to accept credit cards. And so what we do is we take the business owner directly to Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express. So we skip out kind of all the hands that kind of take all those percentages, and we take you direct to the card brands. And that's how we're able to, and we give you direct cost processing. So the small business, in essence, ends up getting the same rates as like Walmart's and Best Buys of the world. And instead of charging on the percentages, we actually make our money by charging a flat monthly fee. So it's $99 unlimited credit card processing. And for us, we're focused on the small to medium sized business market. Not necessarily the micro merchant. So for us, if you're processing about $7,000 a month or more in credit cards, it makes sense for you to switch to the subscription-based model versus a flat percentage style. So we work with all different types of businesses, all different types of verticals, from retail, healthcare, professional services like lawyers, marketing companies, and we help you accept payments in any capacity. So we have amazing payment technology. It's called Omni is our platform. So you can take payments via a terminal at your store, via an online shopping cart, with a mobile device on the go. If you need an invoicing system, we kind of have the full suite of solutions. And if we can provide that to you, or you can use what you're using today and we can integrate. So that's also what's really beautiful about our company, is that we don't kind of force you to use a set solution. We can integrate with what you're using today. So by switching to Fat Merchant, our businesses save roughly about 30 to 40% in credit card processing fees. And also they get to work with a super cool company, very transparent. You pay a flat, subscription. There's no contracts. We have like real humans. I'll give you guys a little office tour at the end of this. We have about 100 employees now. We're headquartered in Orlando. So we're doing really great things.
Thank you. It's so important, the integration side. We give guidance so often for our clients, you know, transitioning from just online to having physical stores, and integrating with the right platforms is so key, and it needs to be as frictionless as possible. So it's great that you've built it so that, you know, it's kind of ubiquitous. It can work across platforms. What are you seeing? So in a bigger picture, there's a lot of conversation about the connected consumer and how that's impacting mobile payments. So what are your thoughts on that in the industry?
I mean, I think it's all about connectivity. I mean, so we're noticing that businesses today aren't just accepting payments in one capacity. So, you know, even as of 5 years ago, the landscape's changed so much, where you maybe just had maybe a cupcake shop, right? So you have the cupcake shop and they're taking payments just at the store via a terminal or a point of sale. But now that cupcake shop, to stay competitive, needs to be, you know, at bridal shows. And so they need to take payments at the show itself, or maybe at a farmer's market. And then not only that, they're shipping cakes online. So they have an online shopping cart as well. Mm-hmm. And then they have, they have large orders. So it's not just like the retail cupcakes and coffee that they sell at the store. They're doing large catering orders. And so they're using QuickBooks to send an invoice out to maybe a business or to a bride. And so that's 4 or 5 different ways now that one small business is taking payments today. And there's not one place that this small business can go to for an integrated solution. So she has to go to Square for her mobile device. She has to go to her bank for her terminal. She has to go to Shopify for her online store. And then she's using QuickBooks for the invoicing aspect. And that was a need that we saw in the marketplace, was that nobody's really doing that integrated portion really well. And like we're talking about, you need to have to survive today, you need to be able to accept payments in a multitude of ways. And so what we've been able to do is provide an amazing payment platform, and we integrate with all the different ways that she's taking payments. And so now, like on the palm of her hands, she can go in and see the health of her business holistically. It's one merchant account. It's one company to deal with, instead of having 4 different types of, merchant accounts and merchant fees and merchant bills, and not one place to go to even understand how your business is performing. And so I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly, that it's not just even mobile that we're seeing that trend shift towards, it's e-commerce as well, and having that integrated solution for the small business.
Absolutely, because the customer wants to just, have the most frictionless experience possible. She doesn't want to have a million different logins and accounts and things she needs to worry about. So at the end of the day, those decisions need to keep the consumer at heart, right? And if you make it Absolutely. As fluid as possible for them. What are you seeing as far as, expectations with millennials, but even more so with Gen Z now, and how they approach shopping?
It's instant. So it's instant gratification. I mean, even just me as a consumer on the late side of the millennial spectrum, if I have to wait 2 days for shipping, now I'm like, what? I'm not even going to purchase. And so I think we're an on-demand generation. It's because everything that's been given to us is right away. It's instant gratification. And so I think that that's going to affect payments and the user experience on, from a consumer standpoint, we're demanding. And so if I'm not walking into your store and if you don't accept Apple Pay and I left my wallet in the car, that's going to, I don't like that. Right. And I want to be able to have an easy experience when I'm even shopping mobile. So it's not even about going onto a desktop computer anymore and shopping through an e-commerce checkout solution. Your checkout solution has to be super seamless, tied into whatever application you're using or whatever, however your e-commerce on mobile is today. That even has to be super seamless and has to integrate with however I want to be able to pay you. So as a consumer, we're becoming very, very demanding on the technology front. We don't even think about it. These are things that we don't think about when we're purchasing. Right. We just want it right away. But these are all things that these small businesses have to think about in order for them to compete in the marketplace. And they need to have that technology because consumers will go elsewhere.
Yes, absolutely. I have that experience. I run out of the house because I'm so used to Starbucks ordering ahead and running by that I run out without my wallet. And then I run to King's Supermarket and I want to purchase something quickly and I realize I can't do it because they don't have, Apple Pay or any of those touch solutions. So it definitely, it gives me friction, and also they lose the sale because now I can't go there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely there. I think, we had our all hands last Friday. You guys can all follow, when you follow my account on Mom Boss, you can go to like my story highlights and see, it's called Fat Life. And that's for our company Fat Merchant. I kind of showcase kind of like what's happening, and you'll see every Friday we all get together for our company all hands. Last Friday, one of our support team talked about that our highest trending support article was Apple Pay. And I think we're now ranking organically for Apple Pay. If you like type in Apple Pay, I think we're like number 4 on like an organic ranking based on a support article that we wrote on accepting Apple Pay. So now even these small businesses, they know the importance of like the digital mobile wallet. And that's where we're trending. So
absolutely. And I see we're getting in a few questions that I'm going to get to, but one follow-up on that. For me, I think it's interesting what leads change and shift. So phones enabling payments, and like you trust Apple, so you trust their payment system. I think that's driving adoption for
everybody.
Mobile payments. Hi. So we have a question from Josh. How do smaller companies starting to accept Venmo or PayPal affect what you're doing?
Great question. And so our goal is not to tell people how to accept payments, it's to enable payments. And so currently right now, it's definitely on our landscape where peer-to-peer payments is also, it's here, and we need to get ahead of it. And a lot of payment processing companies aren't supporting it. We're not supporting it today either, but it's definitely on our roadmap to support peer-to-peer payments as that's becoming more and more of where payments is trending. Our goal at Fat Merchant, like I said, it's not to tell people how to accept payments. The consumers are, in essence, can determine that, whether that even be Bitcoin or digital currency at some point. Our goal is to enable commerce. So our goal is to ensure that however the business wants to be able to take payments, we're doing it in an integrated way. We're doing it in a way that we're providing real data back to the customer. We really focus heavily on our analytics platform, which comes for all of our businesses to kind of show the health of their business, how they're trending month over month, how are sales performing this year to last year, which customers are returning, which customers are new, so they can start making smarter decisions as a business to help drive those decisions based on, at the end, the consumer and their wallet, which in essence pays their bills. So we don't have Venmo today as a payment transaction within the portal, but it's something that's on our roadmap. And if we have enough interest, I mean, we build everything based on customer demand. So that's kind of how all our features are built. Our biggest integration that we just launched was our QuickBooks Online integration. And so QuickBooks Online is like the #1 accounting software for small businesses. And so we just, we just launched a bi-directional integration. So even if any business that's using QuickBooks Online today, however they post payments, it's talking both from the Fat Merchant platform and the QuickBooks Online platform, which is not being done in the marketplace today. There's plenty of people that integrate with QuickBooks, but it's only one directional. It's not 2 ways where it's so seamless that you could literally start and end the transaction, add a customer into QuickBooks, and then you're able to take that transaction that's already posted onto your payment platform. And so that's how, and even that feature, my point being is we built that based on customer demand. And so if there's a request, we will build it.
Amazing. That QuickBook integration is so crucial. That comes up, reconciliation comes up so often when it comes to clients and thinking through all their different platforms. I do think in my crystal ball, Venmo and PayPal is probably in high demand, especially Venmo. I see so many people using that for payments. We have another question that's come in now from Caputon. What is the biggest challenge in driving mobile adoption in a small business?
The biggest challenge? I don't know. Honestly, I feel like it should be simple enough. I think one of the challenges for small business is they create kind of these walls that technology is really, it's tough, or it's really big, or it's hard to do. And I think that more companies aren't making it simpler for the small business to understand, like, it's actually really easy. So whenever we ship out a terminal at Fat Merchant, it's already enabled with Apple Pay. That's not something that we're even, we're not thinking about that. That is already part of our solution today. And they don't have to change anything. They literally just have, you can accept it. Like, it's already enabled. But I think sometimes for small businesses, because they're so traditional in the way that they've kind of gone about doing business, that they fear like it, you know, they have to change something, or they have to have a new solution, or it's going to be very expensive to do, or it's not going to work, right? Like, how is the payment transaction? I can't trust that payment transaction versus actually accepting that credit card. And I think that over time, they're just going to have to adopt, right? So exactly how the same traditional small business was afraid of the credit card because cash was king, right? And so they were like, no, we're not going to accept credit card, or you have to have, it has to be $10 minimum, or, you know, we used to see signs everywhere. We don't accept American Express, right? Like, we've all seen those signs. Yeah. They had to adopt because we as consumers demand that, you know, how we want to conduct business. And so I think even with things like Apple Pay, it's really simple. Honestly, technology adoption is not hard. And I think companies like ours that are making it super seamless, super easy to do, it's just education and the business kind of giving it a chance. And, you know, this is the new way, this is the new economy. So
that makes complete sense. And so we're getting lots of questions. I love this. We have another question that came in. How have you looked into blockchain technology, and what do you think of that when it comes to payments?
Again, this is like, it's there. I mean, this is the future. Blockchain is the future, super secure. I think this is digital currency, and digital wallets will be a thing that we will be seeing in our generation, especially in Anna's generation. I don't think that we're going to even have a piece of plastic anymore. We're going to be able to literally pay with, you know, with just our phone. Like, literally our phone, you know, will be everything for us. Our passport, our wallet, our ID, just everything is going to be based on our fingerprint. So I think in order to protect that, blockchain is an amazing technology to, you know, it's secure, and blockchain isn't just going to be used in digital currency. Blockchain is going to be, you know, used in business. It's going to be used in the way that, you know, in supply chain and you know, in shipping, in every which way, I think blockchain will be used. And so we have a section on our tech team. It's called Fat Labs. And it's kind of like our fun little play of, we're experimenting with some cool tech and, you know, what's going to be the payments of the future. But currently right now, again, it's based on like what customers are demanding, and we're not there yet to pay with digital currency. Right. Cool. And so, yeah, but I do think it's coming. So I think I see Google Pay, a couple of questions for Google Pay. Yes, absolutely. Google Pay.
Yeah, we have lots. Yeah, we have lots of questions coming in. What's great. So I think we got one. What do you see driving consumer adoption of mobile payments? I think we spoke about that, and things like phone enabling technology and things like Amazon enabling, you know, touch. I think when you have some of those leaders in the space where they have brand equity and relationships with consumers and there's trust, it gives them the ability to test and feel confident with that, and it moves the industry forward. If I miss anybody's questions, I apologize. We have one that came in from Melissa. What sectors within retail do you think are doing it best when it comes to approaching payments?
Yeah, so we actually have, we've now become very verticalized in our approach because we do want that technology adopted consumer ourselves. And so even within retail is such a large category, but I think kind of how we break it down, we break out our key verticals by retail, healthcare, ProServe, and field serve. So professional services, you know, whether that be marketing companies, lawyers, you know, any B2B style company that's providing services. And then field service as well is really adopting technology where they have a back office, maybe it's lawn care, pool care, even though they're very traditional businesses. Anybody that has a bunch of field agents that kind of goes out to service, they need what these companies are looking for is a card present capability mixed with a card not present. And so I don't want to get too technical for our audience today, but pretty much instead of having two different solutions or having a mobile device on the go and having an invoicing system in the back end, most companies aren't able to have where it talks to each other. And so we're really focusing on bridging the gap from card present to card not present. So even for retail, like a retail shop that has a card present solution, which would be a terminal or a point of sale, talking back to the e-commerce side of it. So for example, if I'm walking into a retail store, it's let's say a watch store, and I walk in and I'm about to check out, and the cashier can see, oh, hey, I saw you were online and you have an empty shopping cart. You actually had put these 3 watches in your shopping cart, but you never finished. Can I show you these watches here in the store today? that is the connected experience of the e-commerce bridging with retail today. And so I see that also being part of like the integrated payments experience, where pretty much all the data that, you know, we're providing all the data as customers already today. So it's I think smart payment companies will leverage that data and give it back to the small business to help drive bigger business for them.
That makes sense. So I have a couple, and then I want to do your tour before we wrap up.
Yeah, I'd love to give you guys a tour of Fat Merchant and kind of show you where the action happens.
Yeah, and before we go on that tour, I have to ask, because you have this in the description on your site, what is Netflix style billing?
Yeah, so we're coined as like the Netflix of credit card processing, because we're the first subscription-based processor. So I think I talked about it earlier when we first launched the video. Mm-hmm. We don't charge, so we give every business direct cost processing. So everybody gets access to Visa's rates. So we're like 40% cheaper than all payment companies on the rate side. But how we make money is by a flat monthly subscription. So it's Netflix style of like the whole industry coins us as like as a Netflix of credit card processing, because you just pay one fee and then you have access to all the movies, or you have access to all the processing. And Netflix model is a membership driven model. So for them, they're, even though like they're constantly updating, innovating, now they have their own content. We win a lot of stuff in innovation. We're trying to provide so much value add to our small business. And okay, here she goes. So we're trying to add value add to our business by
agrees with this model. She's agreeing with the Netflix model.
Sorry, it kind of got choppy right there. So we're providing value add to our businesses by not charging by nickel and diming, but by a flat subscription. So that's why we're coined as the Netflix. Okay, and we'll take it. It's a great company to be modeled after.
I think this is a perfect segue to start our tour as we're walking.
Yeah.
And as we talk about that too, I definitely want to make sure people know how to follow you, because we have a number of questions we didn't get to, like Steve asking what you do to help businesses make sense of all their payment channels, and many more. So let's get the tour, and then let's be sure
we'll get the tour, and you guys can DM me for questions, and you can find me on LinkedIn as well, but you can find me at Mom Boss Blog. I'm sure you're going to be adding my handle to a couple of things, but it's just Mom Boss blog. And I love to showcase the working mom, and literally today couldn't be a better example of what's happening. So follow me at Mom Boss Blog. But let me give you guys a tour of Fat Merchant. So here we have our sales floor. So this is one of the floors for Fat Merchant. This is a giant, we have like a lot of fun stuff in the office. Like we have this giant gong here. Whenever we have a big customer or just something exciting, we're always ringing the bell. Here we have our sales team. And then you see Omni, which is our payment technology. We have a bunch of accolades and awards everywhere. So here we have our leadership team here in a meeting. Games. So this is our sales floor itself. And then I'll walk downstairs. I'm actually starting backwards in the office. We usually, like, fourth floor is the kind of where we start from. So we have 3 floors. We're based in downtown Orlando. So let me turn the camera over. So now I'm heading to the technology floor. So here we have our tech team. Woo! What's happening, guys?
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone. We're on an Instagram live right now. Yes. Okay, so our team is watching on live right now. So it's our tech team. Let me show you guys something super fun. These are our first 50 team members in order of when they join. So we have this really fun pop art section for them.
Very cool.
Yes. We have a fun speakeasy. So it's hidden. And it's an open concept, open work environment. And then we have all these great like meeting rooms that everyone can book and use. So it's our tech team. This is where the innovation happens. We have Venmo. We have requests for Venmo and PayPal as a feature. So they're working on it.
Cool. He just started working on that right now.
Amazing. Perfect.
And then I'll head to the fourth floor where our operations and marketing team are. And so we actually have real humans with real support that actually answer the phone calls every day. So nothing is outsourced. Everyone seems like they're on lunch or at meetings right now. So our marketing team sits here. This is where a lot of people will see on my Instagram for the Friday all hands, where we all get together start of the week and the end of the week together as what we call a fat family. Tons of accolades and awards. We've been featured like from every publication ever, from Fast Company to Forbes, from Yahoo, Huffington Post. And so we're really proud of all of our amazing accomplishments that the team's been able to do. And yeah, so this is our marketing department. And then I'll end back in my office. So I'm on the fourth floor. I was actually upstairs in a conference room taking that live. So here's our operations team. And so these are our account managers and support. And hi, everyone. Very data driven. So you'll see kind of metrics all over. And then I'll end my live here in my office. So this is where I start my day, but I'm usually out on the floor. And then, yes, I have Anna today. And then we'll end with my boss.
All right. We appreciate that, Tor. You are a boss. You are an innovator moving the industry forward. And it was such a pleasure to have you and your beautiful new daughter as a guest today. And I suggest everybody to follow Fat Merchant and Mom Boss blog.
Yes, follow Fat Merchant and follow Mom Boss, and we'll be able to answer all the rest of your DMs. And it was such a pleasure joining this. I've actually never done like a joint one before. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Thank you so much. This will live live for the next 24 hours and then on our site longer term. Thanks for joining Tuesday Talks, and we will.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Okay, bye.
Bye.